this is really dope. Like, it's like a natural flow of conversation. Like, I always love like doing interviews like that. And it's few and far between that you get stuff like that. So I feel like y'all are just on the way to great things.
We received that and appreciate it for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yo, welcome to Beers and Bars,
your place for rapid fire hip hop discussion and of course great beer.
I'm Kamal Kiddo.
OT the Golden Child. Thank y'all for checking out our last episode. You know what I mean? It was just me and my homie Kamal Kiddo.
That's me.
Yes, we were talking about, just in case you want to know, you know what I'm saying, for those listening and watching, we were talking about J. Cole's recent project. Kamal, what else we talked about? We talked about Kodak Black Joint, and we were talking about
the Amazon Prime's Them.
Yes, if you haven't saw the Amazon Prime most recent series, Them, check that episode out if you want to hear us talk about that. Other than that, today we have, for the first time on the show, well, first of all, a new guest, first time on the show, you know what I'm saying, representing Chicago, Miss Brittney Carter. How are you today?
Brittney Carter, everybody! Brittney Carter!
I'm doing good. I'm having a really decent day. It's going pretty smooth.
That's what's up.
Let me ask, well, I already know this, but for the people listening and watching right now, where are you right now? What are you doing currently right now?
I just actually stepped outside of a studio session. I'm in my car because it was loud in there.
True.
So just making some music.
Word up. Did you by chance listen to J. Cole's album? Are you a fan of J. Cole?
Yes, I am. I'm a big fan. So yeah, I listened to it like as soon as it dropped, and I'm like, I was up all night.
True.
I think we all were. But yeah, go ahead. What were your thoughts on his album?
Of course, I loved it. I love the fact that he was playing around with his voice. I think that's probably something that he wanted to like step into more. And so, yeah, it was just really cool to see, like being a fan from like when I was a kid to like just seeing how much he's grown. It's real dope.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you talk about how he plays with his voice as an artist. But you know what? We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. What are we drinking today, everyone?
So you know what? Since we have Brittney on the show today, and I dig her music. It is, you know, very soulful, you know, vibes and whatnot. I am gonna be having a Claire's Thirsty Ale. This is a bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout from Haymarket Beer Company right here in Chicago. This stout is brewed. Yeah, shout out to Mike Jim over at Haymarket.
Shout out Mike Jimmer.
Yes, sir. It is brewed with raspberries. It is a very good stout, very flavorful and whatnot. It is what some would consider a dessert beer, and I think it pairs very well with the music from our guest today. So that was my reasoning for choosing this beer. Come on, yeah.
Word up. Brittney, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I got this beautiful Ice Mountain water.
Hey, let's go! Woo, you going crazy with the water.
Only the best for my studio sessions. Gotta have the water. Gotta have the water. Gotta have the tea.
Word up, Ice Mountain. Word up. Shout out Ice Mountain.
Get that sponsorship real quick, you know.
Today I'm having a Goose Island Beer Company Outlier. This is a double dry hop IPA. Shout out to Brother at the Bar. This is Cascade, Sultana, Mosaic, Sabro, Southern Passion, Azaka. It's a lot of stuff in this joint. This is a 9% ABV. Yeah.
It's your first time having it, Kamal?
This is my absolute first time having it. This is the only one he gave me. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a couple, but this is the one that I'm having today. I like the art, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of cartoons, so this is actually pretty popping to me.
Word. Big shout out to Sam as well, because I'm rocking right now his Harold's 83 shirt right now. Harold's 83 is a honey ale from Sam and the homie, what's my man's name? Jay West? Come on.
Yeah, Jay West, yeah.
They rocking and doing their thing with their beer. So, yeah, let's get right into it, man. How this came about. Come on, was that about a month ago we had Fillmore Green on? and month or two ago, possibly. And we was just talking in general about the landscape of Chicago and how we felt like it was, I wouldn't say a new sound, but a shift to a more so, soulful type, whether it be sample based or whatever the case may be. And we just was kicking the shit, me, you, and Fillmore. And he mentioned, Brittney Carter. And I was like, oh, I think I got a wind of the video that she had. Somebody sent me up, and I think this has been spread around a lot. And Brittney, you can confirm this as well. It was a joint when you was on the basketball court. Yeah, that
I just told her the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh, I'm like, man, it'd be dope if we can talk to her. And he was like, yo, I can't, blah, blah, blah. So first of all, shout out to Fillmore Green, you know what I'm saying, for this connection. Shout out. Yeah. But yeah, come on, let's kick it off and just, get to talking with Brittney about her music and what she got going on.
Well, so I'm going to start with the project, As I Am. I do want to talk about how you kind of got into it and how you started with music, but I'm going to start with your first full length. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Your first full length project, As I Am. First off, I want to ask, just looking at the cover, why the cover? I'm a filmmaker, and I have seen images of, I've seen an image like this before.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason why you went with this cover? Or is it just something cool that you thought was cool? Or does it reference something else?
Honestly, not really. We took like hella pictures that day. Like I damn near took like, can I curse on here?
Yes.
I damn near took like a picture for each track, right? Or like multiple pictures for each track. Mm-hmm. And so when we finally got all the pictures together, I was trying to find one that fit like the title As I Am. And so when I seen this one, it was just like, it kind of like reminded me of like giving a piece of myself, basically, like just me being in the mirror or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, this looks cool. We're going to go with this one. I try not to put too much thought into it because I know me, like put too much thought into it, it'll never get picked. And then I'm waiting around, I'm procrastinating, So I just went ahead and like, okay, like this is the one we going with.
I feel you. I probably was looking too deeper into that. Yeah. Nah, that's what's up. So you've been doing music for how long now?
Oh, okay. So the very first thing I ever recorded was in 2015. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't consistent after that. It was more so like me trying to figure out this music shit, like how to structure a song, my sound, what type of instrumentals I like rapping over. So 2015, I was a part of an all-women cypher. It was the Set It Off cypher, and it was me, Sid Shaw, Freddie Oso, Bella Boz, Jay Bambi, Essie, and myself. And yeah, it was very new. And I wasn't really expecting to make a career out of music.
So with that in mind, what made you feel like you could make a career out of music? Was there a instance that happened, or is it just something that inside of you, you know what, I'm gonna just start going hard. I'm gonna just go hard.
So I was actually attending these writing workshops at first. For poetry. It wasn't even like music based at all. And it got to a point where like, yo, are you going to share like these joints? And I'm like, maybe. Right. And so one day I actually shared, and they was like, yo, like, do you rap? And I'm like, not at all. And so that was kind of like the very beginning of everything. That's how I met Essie. She put together the Set It Off cypher. And I've always loved music. And so it just kind of went hand in hand. Like, it made so much sense. Like, when I really started to get more into it, I'm just like, oh, okay.
That's what's up.
I'm talented. I can do this.
So what's that path like to reach you with Loop Theory? What is Loop Theory? For those that don't know, what is Loop Theory, and how'd you get to that point?
Loop Theory is just a collective of homies, big homies, younger homies. And I actually met all of them separately. So that's the funny part. Kenneth, he goes by Just Disrupt. He's a producer. And I met him, and he was like, yo, I know this guy. He wants to manage us. And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
don't really know if I need that right now. And I ended up meeting him, kicking it with him. I think we ended up like all of us spent the night at his crib. We like made some songs. And I'm just like, okay, this feels very natural. Everybody gets along. Everybody's on the same page as far as like goal oriented. And I don't know, it was real cool. And so everybody just homies and we just helping each other.
Word up.
That's what's up. That's positive. That's positive. And so Loop Theory is a management company or is it a record label?
I don't even know how to answer that. Yeah, it's just a collective of artists.
Dope.
Okay.
I think eventually, you know, it will grow into something else. But for right now, it just is what it is.
Were you there at the beginning of it or word. So
yeah,
you're part of the foundation.
Yeah.
Word up.
Let's get into the album some. I want to get into the one. I want to get into As I Am. I really like on the album. First of all, I want to know. So I guess I would ask about your musical influences because I feel like the album is very soulful. I'm not sure if I don't know who produced majority of the tracks or whether it was one producer or a couple producers, but what's the inspiration behind these very really beautiful live instrumentation type joints and whatnot? What's behind that?
So there is a producer who goes by Scud One. I'm not really sure where he's from.
Yeah.
So we met online. He hit me up and was like, yo, I got this pack for you. And literally, it's like this dude knew me or something. Every single track he sent me, I'm just like, yo, okay. And so I picked out all the instrumentation of his that I wanted. And also there's a track on there produced by DJ Vadim, Air Porter, and I'm missing somebody. Okay, I'm missing one person, but he'll understand. Yeah, so I basically those other ones that aren't by Scud One, I found those and tried to make them match or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I tried to find things that were cohesive with what I had from Scud One. And I kind of just did that. I picked all my instrumentation first and I started writing afterwards.
Who produced Running?
Yeah.
Running Scud One.
That's one of my joints.
Look here, I ain't gonna lie, I got a beef with you.
And it's not even no bars on that one.
I would have loved to hear you float on that joint.
I actually have a version that I'll probably put out. Yeah, I have.
All right.
Yeah, I have a version. So what happened was I actually had it was like more so me singing over it. And I sent it to Olive and I was like, yo, like, I need you on this. And when I got back her vocals, I was like, yeah, it's your song now. Like, this is yours now. Like, okay.
I mean, it is in that vein of, like people don't do that on albums no more where it's not even listed as an interlude. It's just like a song, but it's just the instrument, just the instrumentation and whatnot. But yeah, I was checking out your YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I would love you have those free write joints and whatnot. I was like, man, I wonder if I can find Running the free write version or something like so. Yeah.
I might be able to drop that for you.
Speaking back to the album cover and how you're looking in the mirror, you have this line on I Ain't God. I think it's exposing all my imperfects to show them I ain't God. And you also you had this shirt, I think, on one of your IG posts that said nobody's perfect, I'm nobody. So there's, I think throughout the album there's a thread of like, telling people, nobody's perfect, but everybody has a journey. You're on your journey. You have your flaws and whatnot. Would you say that that's a good amount of this album? Like, is it like you're reflecting on where you are and whatnot, or I guess?
Definitely. I feel like that line was more so geared toward people who put like celebrities on a pedestal. I think when people see people who are like other people who are very talented, they sometimes put them just on a pedestal, and it was just me like, I'm not anybody special really, like I just got this gift and thankfully I got some good people around me who really want to see me win,
Yeah.
So, in that same vein, and I wasn't really going to get into that until later on, but
all right, come on, go ahead.
Since we are here.
Yeah.
The last two songs, You wear your heart on your sleeve for the entire project and in most of your music in general.
Yeah.
But with songs like what happened? Happened so fast.
Yeah.
Happened so fast and can't go back. Those songs in particular, there's a sense of unsureness in your artistry. And I definitely, I mean, you say in the song, especially in Happen So Fast, like, yes, you're definitely gonna go hard. You're definitely going to show these gifts. But at the same time, I can't believe this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and am I deserving of all of this?
Mm.
And you know, that same thread and can't go back. How do you feel about success in general?
It's I
mean,
feel
because
like at this
you're on your way.
yeah, I feel like at this point it's inevitable. I think what was really getting to me was, I guess I felt undeserving at the time because it's been a very short period of time. You know what I mean? Like I told y'all, like I did the first recording I ever had done, like writing to a rap, you know what I'm saying? Like in 2015. And so like we're in 2021 now, and I feel like I had to learn so much in that shorter period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so all throughout, like just these little wins and like the big wins, it was just like, damn, like, do I deserve this? Because I haven't really been doing this as long as other people have been doing this. You know, so it was a constant fight, like, okay, do I deserve these nice things, you know?
Look here, let me tell you right now, look, and this is, I feel like this is going to be the second or third time we didn't talk about, you know, how people, even me and Kamal, right? Like people will hit us up and be like, yo, I really love y'all, show y'all, blah, blah, blah. And you get this like imposter syndrome type thing. Like,
Yeah.
Bro, we just moving, you know? It's like,
we're in it. We got tunnel vision.
Right, you know?
Right. So we don't see
what
other people, like for me, I don't see what other people see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But let me ask you, do you feel how has the ride been? Do you feel like it's been more so like a meteoric rise? Like it just was here one day and the next thing you know, it's like, damn, like people following me. Oh my God, people hitting my DMs. Like, what is going on? Have you had that? Has that happened?
That's yeah. so okay, so this is very funny. So when I told y'all about the Cypher joint, I had never performed on like any real stage, you know what I mean? Like I had been to open mics and stuff and I had done some poems, but after we had dropped that Cypher on the internet, it went viral. And next thing I know, we were like opening up for Chuck D. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, what the fuck? Like, this is like really crazy because I wasn't really expecting this. It was just something I was doing for fun, you know? And I think like we had met Michael Eric Dyson after that. You know, so it was just like little things and like big things that were just like had me like, okay, so this is a very real possibility. And so it's been like that the whole ride from the very beginning. And so I've just had to learn how to, I don't know, build my confidence over time.
Where do you see your artistry growing? You talk about J. Cole playing with his voice. You have a very distinct voice. Where do you see your artistry growing? Are you trying new things in the studio today? What can we expect as far as the growth of your artistry from As I Am to another project, whether it's a full-length project or just a song? You know, how do you feel about your artistry right now?
So I can't say for sure, like these next drops that I'm about to release, completely different type of instrumentation. I had to switch it up, just not to get comfortable. You know, I feel like every artist has its core. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as just, I don't know, just giving people something different. It's not too far off. You know what I mean? But like just something a little different. And I'm excited because I really mess with the stuff I have now. But I don't know, as far as the growth, it's been really cool because As I Am was my very first project. So that was my first time being in the studio, trying to figure out like what to do with my voice. You know what I mean? And so I feel more confident now, like, oh, okay, I can also do this. Like, wow, like all the things that I really didn't get that first go round, like I can apply to these next drops. So that feels good.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I like to talk to artists about their art.
Yeah. This is what this is what we
What
love.
inspires them to do what they do and how they tweak sounds and why did you say it this way or you know. But you saying that this is your first time in the studio, but you have some prior at least singles or some two song projects.
Well, okay, not my first time in the studio, but just like for long periods of time, because I'm a perfectionist, like, and so when I'm in the studio, I'm in there, like,
right.
We in there, like I'm not booking like an hour, like we really in there. I'm camped out, and so yeah, I spent a lot of time being in the studio with As I Am, versus to the singles I dropped. It was just like, okay, I'm gonna book this session, we're gonna get these songs done, and that's it. But I spent a little bit more time on As I Am.
So what was the thought process behind dropping those 2-song projects?
Nothing really, just to give
Yeah.
just to give people some, just to stay engaged. That was it. My manager had the idea. He was like, yo, like, you know how like back in the day you used to do like you have the A-side, B-side tapes. Like what if you do like drops like that? And I'm just like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, and so that's what we've been doing. That's how we started off.
Let me just say that Practice and Supplicate is probably my favorite out of those,
Same.
And those were definitely, those were my joints.
I got a couple more questions before we get you back to the studio. We know you out here working and whatnot.
No rush at all.
No, it's all good. The one that the connection joint, the one when you was on the basketball court freestyle, and is that your most I guess viewed joint, or because what I'm trying to figure out is how down the road you got the actual remix with the Paul Grant guy, right? Like you actually got the remix with him, right? I think I saw. Did I see a Instagram joint where you guys were together, or am I tweaking?
Oh no, so I dropped that joint, and then I want to say maybe a couple weeks later, he hit me up and was like, "Yo, his management wanted to actually like have like the actual vocals. We could drop it as a real song." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so I'm just like, "Okay, let's do it." So he just meshed up our videos together. We did like a little promo for it, and it was real cool.
That's what's up. That's the power of the internet. Look at that.
Yeah, because I wasn't even expecting anything like that. I was just like, I was really like messing with his project Waves. And I was listening to it when I was in the shower. So that joint came on and I was just like, yeah, this the one.
Well, let me pick up from that, because I want to know about your influences, because like you talking about how you was listening to Paul Grant Waves. Do you just listen to like these jazzy type? Because I'm an instrumentalist guy. Like, come on, knows during the pandemic, we was listening to a lot of just instrumental type albums and whatnot. Is that your vibe? Do you kind of just like to rock out to those kinds of vibes and whatnot?
Not really. I found him because I don't know. I think I like saw a video somebody posted online, and I was like, "This dude is crazy." And so I was like, "Let me see if he has anything on Apple Music." And so I was listening to it while I was just chilling, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Like this dude is different."
Yeah,
that's what's up. No, I'm gonna check bro out now.
Bro, check that. Bro, come on, check.
Yeah, he has some really like even like his old joints, like all of his stuff is solid.
Yeah.
So you have online, and I've only seen one. I don't know if you've done them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you've done more, but you got 2 books and a movie.
Yeah.
Have you done more than one?
Man, I've been meaning to. I've been so busy just like working on new music. It's been hard to juggle all of it, but I do have some planned out, like coming up.
What have you been reading lately?
Oh, okay. So I'm in the middle of the Asada Shakur autobiography.
Okay.
Fire. And I'm reading this joint. It's kind of like a workbook. It's called The Artist's Way. I don't know the author, but it's basically like a 12-week creative journey, and they have like you doing specific things weekly. So it's really dope so far.
Word. And what is one of so okay, so I'm gonna say this. You read The Alchemist.
Damn it, that's my question. Go ahead, come on.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of The Alchemist. I've read it twice. I could definitely read it again. It reminds me, and I also watch cartoons. I watch films. I watch more cartoons than I do regular shows and whatnot. But I do watch the cartoon regular show. But that's a but
yeah.
but
Silly.
but I always felt like the movie Onward, Pixar's Onward, was very similar
Oh,
to.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, but it's very similar, in my opinion, to the story of The Alchemist, where there's a kid, there's something that they're looking for. The character is looking for something, and he finds it back where he started all along. You know what I'm saying? And he goes through these different things that seem random, but all kind of play a part in him getting
necessary
to it.
Yeah.
Right, it's all necessary. And Onward is very similar in that way, you know what I'm saying, where what they were looking for all along, they had some detours and, they thought that they were getting off track, but they had to do those things in order to find what they were looking for, which was back at the place where they essentially started.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very fire movie. Let me ask you. And I want to know specifically, is there a Pixar movie? Is there a Pixar movie? Because this is near and dear to me.
Yeah,
is there a Pixar movie that you check for?
What do you mean check for?
That you really like.
Oh, Toy Story, like.
Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yo, so yeah, Toy Story is the goal. Like this last Toy Story had me in tears.
Really? Really?
It was so good.
Really? Have you seen all 4 Toy Stories? Let me ask, which is your favorite Toy Story?
It's between the first and the fourth.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
This fourth one was crazy. I love the fourth one.
Wow. See, for me, I'm actually number 3.
Really? Okay. 3 was great though. 3 was great. But I think 4 took the cake for me. I'm like, okay.
No, 4 had it, but see, part 3 got the whole jailbreak. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of
okay. Okay, it was. I give you that.
They broke out the daycare, but see now I'm going. But so you mentioned 2 books in a movie. What movie are you checking for? See, I tried to throw in the Pixar, but what movie are you?
Okay. I love a lot of sci-fi joints. So I'm gonna have to go like my all-time favorite right now, because it could change like tomorrow. But I love The Matrix. We'll always love The Matrix. Yeah.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah, I checked for The Matrix. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've sat and tried to dissect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my God,
try to get some meanings and whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, part 1. I feel the last time I watched it, I feel like, okay, I think I completely understand everything right now. Like, it's like when I first saw it, I was just blown away by the action.
Yeah.
But now I watched it a couple of months ago. And
Were you high? Come on.
I don't think I was.
I'm joking.
I don't think I was.
I'm joking. Go ahead. Yeah.
But I think I understand everything that's going on right now. I think I understand completely. I could explain it to other people if they asked me, I think. But The Matrix is definitely a good joint, for sure. So the project that you're working on right now, currently in the studio, do we have an album on the way? Is it? What's going on?
So
Can you tell us? Can you divulge that information?
I cannot tell y'all about the projects I'm working on, but because I'm working on a couple projects right now, and I'm very excited about those.
Mm-hmm.
But these next singles that I was telling y'all I'm about to drop, I could tell y'all about those. Two of the joints are produced by Gold Haze, and the third joint I'm keeping a secret till I drop. She's amazing. I kind of want to just keep her a secret.
Okay.
And so yeah, two of the joints are produced by Gold Haze. You know, I was just told you I was trying to, you know, just change up the sound just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for those.
Word up.
Word. OT?
Yeah, I have one. Yeah, just one more question. Give us your favorite rapper of all time.
This is so unfair. This is so unfair. It of all time. And
should we do? You doing one, or can we do like top three?
We'll give you a top three to
kind of. Okay, that's better. That's better. I get a little more room.
Right.
Okay, so this is in no particular order, by the way.
Cool.
We're gonna go with Pac.
We're
gonna go with Lauren. And we're gonna go with Kendrick.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I feel that.
When was the last time you listened to the? Have you listened to the Unplugged Lauren album?
I got the CD in the car. Like.
Okay. All right. We got it. Come on. This is not her. This is not her first and only show. We got to get her back again to talk.
I would love to. I had a fun time. Like, this is really dope.
Pac, Lauren,
one
and Kendrick.
One of the best interviews like ever. Like, seriously.
We appreciate.
Wow.
You.
No, we really do like to talk to artists about their artistry. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important to understand the music. And I think what you do is very different from other artists, because in all of your songs and all of your music is honest. You know, it's not flash. It's not flashy. You know what I'm saying? You have your conscious rappers, but there's the fact that you're, you know, I spoke about you being unsure about your artistry. I think that's what makes your artistry good. You know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of people out here that probably feel the same way about whatever it is they do, whether they are rapper, singer, lawyer, grocery store worker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where am I right now on my journey? What's happening? Yeah.
Right. I mean, we are literally seeing and listening, hearing an artist who is figuring it out along the way, you know what I'm saying? And that's not something that we get often. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a lot of artists,
I feel like it's easy to do that because that's like what art gave me. You know, like before I was making music, like like I just said, like Pac, Lauren, like they gave you like real stories, and you get to see like the real them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I feel like when I started to make music, that was like, okay, this makes sense for me to share like this personal thing, because that's what was giving me, and that's kind of what helped me.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Word up.
BEERZ BARZ.
BEERZ BARZ, Brittney Carter. Thank you, Brittney. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Peace.